Lobbycast. I like that.
We're recording in a van down by the river.
I will probably edit that out.
Yeah, well, with me constantly have fun.
Quote Brad Pitt, what is in the box?
Am I the only one that's impressed that Brendan Fraser still gets work?
That's awesome. Hello.
Hi.
And welcome to the Lobbycast, the official podcast of Thanksgiving.
Yes, indeed.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy holidays. Little change of venue for you this week.
Yeah. We have cooked all day to eat very little.
Yes. Well, that's not entirely true. There was stuff that we did munch on all day, so we ate
fruit, chocolate fondue, crackers. Crackers were good.
There's some cheese.
There was some cheese. But it came down to the turkey, the mashed potatoes, the green bean casserole, and I didn't even heat up the rolls.
I thought there was rolls and pumpkin pie that we didn't, and brownies and bread that we didn't even get to. I just remember I brought brownies, but it was delicious. Hope yours was too.
Yeah. Hope everybody had a happy and awesome Thanksgiving like we had.
Yes, indeed.
Ours was very relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And Bloody Marys. That was the other thing we assumed. There was some Bloody Marys happening.
Yeah, Bloody Marys.
It was good.
It's good. All right, should we get to it?
Yes, indeed.
I mean, we're going to talk a lot about Fallout, probably.
I know you've got your surprise faces on right now.
I mean, unlike last week when we talked about Fallout, and the week before whenever Will and Erin talked about Fallout, this will be different because we have a few more tales from the wasteland.
Yes. Actually, there was one that Will and I did where we decided not to talk about Fallout because we knew we were just going to say the same nonsense that we'd said the week before.
But that was pre-release.
Yeah. Actually, no, this is one post-release.
Oh, really?
Remember, yeah, because we decided to...
So 350?
Yeah, 350 was when we said... Let's talk about maybe holiday movies since we don't want the good people with more. Oh, it's awesome! Hey. They already know it's awesome.
Hey, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, people should know about Fallout and what Fallout has planned for their life.
Yeah. Geoff actually had me play in his system a little while today because he wanted to see if I could break his system the way I break mine.
Yeah, she has this uncanny ability to break Bethesda games, and
I never run into these issues at all.
He doesn't, and as I pointed out, there's actually been discussions with other people in the past where I think those of you listening, most of us probably got the backwards flying dragon glitch in Skyrim. A lot of people got that, and a bunch of us were standing around talking about what a pain it was, and we all looked over simultaneously and realized Geoff had a slightly foozled expression on his face. No idea what we were talking about.
Concept.
No
concept.
Never happens.
Oh, what was it about? Oh, somebody's home.
Somebody is home.
Hi.
And so I tried my best. I was not able to break his system, which is a good thing.
Yeah. I mean,
I was happy about that.
Yeah. I mean, you gave it a good try, I guess. I mean, you played for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Nope.
Terrible. All right, so we go ahead and get into news.
Indeed. What do you have, sir?
Just a couple things. Fargo has been renewed for a third season. True Detective, it looks like, is on the bubble. It may not get renewed for a third season. Had a great first season, but the second season was pretty universally panned. I was okay with it. It wasn't great.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good as the first season for sure, but I was still okay with watching it through to the end.
Yeah. So I could see them doing something else with that for a third season and kind of making it something, changing things out every season, almost maybe like a different cast version of American Horror Story where they just kind of shake it up every season.
Yeah, and that's kind of what the thought was. But I don't know.
We'll see.
Fargo has definitely been more successful. They have a pretty good second season going right now.
I've not seen Fargo, but it looks fantastic.
Both
this season. I saw last season.
Oh, you saw last season?
I haven't seen this one.
Yeah, this one's pretty good. The only distracting thing is Jeffrey Donovan because I know him from Burn Notice, and his character on this one is very similar to a character that he played on, as like an alias.
Okay, yeah.
Because he was a spy, and this was very close to one of his alias characters.
And the reason I usually watch Burn Notice was for Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
Just putting
It's a good reason. It's a good reason.
Bruce Campbell's always a good reason.
And they started putting up promo stuff for Game of Thrones, and I believe it's out in April.
And the poster apparently broke the internet for a brief time.
It sure did. Because the first poster features Jon Snow, who, spoiler alert, died. So we'll see what that means.
Yeah. Might mean someone's getting fired in the poster production department.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, all that stuff is very carefully planned, but we'll see.
Yes.
So, a couple of the prevailing theories were either that he was going to get raised by the White Walkers, or he was going to get raised by the Red Witch, which was what I thought was going to happen, because she arrived at Castle Black like hours before his his receiving end of many daggers,
many pointy things.
Yeah. So we'll see. I imagine that's probably the case. The followers of the Lord of Light have been resurrected in the past, or been mostly unkillable in the past.
It could happen.
So it could happen
with Jon
again.
Schnurr.
Could happen with Jon Schnurr. And let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. I think the rest of it is gaming related news. Sony is working on backwards compatibility, not from PS3 to PS4, but from PS2 to PS4, which would be a big win for them because they have a huge library of PS2 titles. And
things that people still want to access too. So
right.
If they could do that, that would be good for them.
That would be a thing.
It would very much be a thing.
And so they're working on that. I suspect that despite their protestations, Microsoft is working on getting Xbox One titles compatible with Xbox One, or original Xbox compatible with Xbox One. Because before they say, oh yeah, we can totally do that, they also said that making Xbox 360 titles available on the Xbox One was going to be near impossible. And then they come out and like, well, it's really not that bad. You got it.
Here's a few for you.
It's fine. Here's 100 or so.
Ish.
We'll do the rest whenever we get rights to turn on the Switch. So that's pretty cool. And Sony, their PS View, which is their streaming television service, video service, just got access to ABC, Disney, and ESPN.
Oh, wow.
And so they're one of the larger streaming things. They're bigger than Sling TV, and I don't know if you're familiar with Sling TV.
ESPN alone was probably enough to bump them.
Yeah, because each one of those brands carries with it quite a few channels.
Yeah.
So good for them. And then another big win for Sony is the number of Star Wars Battlefront players on PS4 is more than PC and Xbox One put together.
Wow. So
we've got a lot of people playing Battlefront on PS4. If you have multiple systems and you're thinking about picking up the game, probably the PS4 is going to be the way to go, because there's going to be more people playing on it, and you'll be able to, have more full matches.
Little variety.
Yeah, so that'll be nice. That's about it for news. Have you seen much of anything else?
No, a few trailers dropped. There was Captain America: Civil War. We were just looking at that one. A new Star Wars trailer dropped.
TV trailer from today.
Today, that just happened.
So during Thanksgiving football.
Festivities, yes. And Batman Arkham Knight DLC trailers just dropped as well, which looks pretty good. The only other bit of news, and you guys might already know this, but in case you don't, it's probably a good thing to just throw it out there. Amazon did suffer a breach recently.
Completely unaware.
Okay. There we go. Good thing I brought it up. Amazon.
News to me.
News to this one as well. They suffered a breach. Passwords and some accounts were compromised. So just keep an eye on purchases and know what's happening on your account. If you start getting emails saying we need to change your password, make sure you get in touch with them. Things like that. Keep an eye on your stuff.
Okay, well, that seems reasonable.
Yes. Right before the holidays, I know, bad timing, but since when have these people been considerate?
Right.
So, got some watches?
I do.
Do you know?
Erin,
Yes.
what you listening to?
See how you lobbed that one right back at me? Listening, actually been a lot of shuffle all this week. If I went after anything specific, it was actually the last podcast on the left. And just some random interviews here and there, listening to them in the background with various different former FBI profilers talking about what they do, and Lieutenant Kenda's podcast on investigation discovery. Apparently it was an abnormal psychology kind of week for me. Jeff just scooted away from me a little bit. Yeah, a lot of that. And some Elvis.
Right on.
Like you do.
Like you do. Like you do.
Like I do.
Yeah.
Very true. And like you should, occasionally. No Elvis for you?
No.
No, I'm sorry.
No.
Some of that I can understand.
Yeah.
Some of Elvis has not stood the test of time well.
Right.
Some of it is classic, though.
That is true.
Sir.
I also did some shuffle all. I don't think I listened to any podcasts this week. I found myself at the gym a couple of times without headphones.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah. So it was a struggle.
No kidding.
The struggle was real. Today I listened to on Groove on my Xbox One. I listened to DeAntword. No surprise there. And then also, whenever you got here, I was listening to Walk Off the Earth.
Yes.
And I like both of them. I like both of them equally. And they were quite different.
Yes, they are. Not a lot of crossover there, but except for your love for them.
That is the common thread, is my love for them both. What you watching?
Let's see. After a frustrating day yesterday, I came home and watched John Wick again because apparently I wanted to watch Keanu Reeves shoot people in the face.
Which he does plenty of in that.
A lot of that in that movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie. I like it.
It's probably one of my favorite Keanu Reeves movies, actually.
Yes. And yeah, he really surprised me pleasantly with I think some of the best acting he's ever done in the scene where he gets the dog from his wife in the beginning. So I went, oh wow, I'm really choking up here a little bit. Okay.
Well, in all fairness, he thought someone was actually giving him a dog. Rather than leave his acting to chance, they and just filmed it.
and he's Keanu Reeves, so if he wanted the puppy, he probably got to keep it.
Is it really mine? Whoa.
Strange things happen on the movie set.
I get to keep this dog. Yeah.
Teasing you, man. I hear you're a nice guy.
Yeah, I hear he's a nice guy. Yeah.
So a little bit of John Wick. Some Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Yay.
Stay caught up on that. Yay. Homicide Hunter with Lieutenant Kenda. And Doctor Who.
Yes.
That was a big one this week. You don't watch it. So, spoiler alert, the Doctor needs to start hunting for a new companion after this week.
Whoops.
Yep. So, that happened. But I think, there was... I don't think it was that much of a surprise because she had already informed everybody that she was leaving the show.
Yeah, she has a new job.
She has a new job. So they had to write her out somehow.
Yeah.
It just looks like she won't be making any return visits unless it's in flashbacks. And of course, we have American Horror Story Hotel. which is continuing.
Man, that's messed up.
It's so messed up.
You're not as deep in as I am. But wow.
No, I'm caught up.
Oh, you are?
I am caught up. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we were talking about some of the earlier stuff.
Gotcha.
Earlier. No, we are caught up. And yes, it is messed up.
Yeah.
Wow. They've outdone themselves this season, I think.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I'm really enjoying this season.
Yeah, I'm also caught up on that one. It's I think I'm pretty sure I'm caught up.
Probably.
Yeah.
The things happen with Tristan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm wondering if they're going to keep him. Spoiler alert. I'm wondering if they're going to keep him on. Are you not caught up?
Huh? No, I
think
don't. Isn't he also
Yeah.
Rudolph Valentino?
Valentino. So I'm wondering if they're going to keep him just as Rudolph Valentino, because they're clearly setting him up to be maybe an antagonist towards the Countess. But this is the Hotel Cortez, so Tristan could definitely still be hanging around.
I don't know. Because she said he's yours, get rid of it.
Yeah,
So,
but no, I mean, I'm not saying he's not dead.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying he might still be hanging around.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I'm curious to see where they go with that actor's job.
Yeah.
Jobs. But something that really impressed me in that last episode is the amount of detail they're putting into old Hollywood background.
Mm-hmm.
Not only with Rudolph Valentino and what his crazy personal life was like, with F.W. Murnau being thrown in there, and there's still conspiracy theories and rumors about whether or not F.W. Murnau actually found vampires when he was making Nosferatu, because the internet breeds this stuff.
Sure.
But even little details like when Rudolph Valentino gives the future Countess his address, he says he's staying at the Garden of Allah, which was an actual hotel that stars like to stay at, that was known for having a very laid-back attitude towards debauchery, that was owned by a silent movie actress named Alana Zimova. And just the little background details they put in really impressed me. Yeah. So I'm liking it.
That stuff is more for people like you who actually get the references.
Few of us.
Yeah. So some of it's just like exposition.
And that isn't even exposition. That's one minor detail background in a scene. So that's why I like it. And how about you, sir?
I was also watching that, and Last Man on Earth, which is pretty funny. Will Forte.
Yes.
It's clearly not the last person on Earth, but whatever.
I was about to mention that last time we talked about you watching that, because he's clearly not.
Yeah, he was the last man on Earth for about 10 minutes of the first episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Answers my question.
Maybe 15 minutes. I'm not sure. Also watching The Walking Dead, up to date on that one. Things did not end in a good spot for our heroes.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Like, just when everything was going to be okay.
It's not.
It's not.
Oh,
it's not. I was also watching Ash vs. Evil Dead. Watched the most recent episode of Heroes Reborn that continues to be bad. But it's almost over.
You were threatening to walk away from that last time.
Yeah, but it's almost over, so I'm just going to stick it out. It's a mini-series and not a series. So I'll finish this out and let it fade off into nothingness. Homeland continues to be good. Kristen and I binge-watched Limitless, the last 4 episodes that we needed to catch up on. So did that. I fell asleep during the second to last one, so I may have to go back and watch that, although it seems completely unnecessary. So maybe I won't. And Jessica Jones on Netflix.
You were saying you really like it.
I really like it. I like Kristen Ritter. She's great.
And you like Dark and Gritty, which apparently that is.
Yeah, it's a couple of shades darker than Daredevil.
Okay. Wow.
So it's somewhere in between Daredevil and American Horror Story.
That's
Somewhere in between.
That's getting pretty.
Yeah,
good.
well, that character has a really dark storyline. She does not have a happy life.
No,
we'll
from,
say.
from what I've heard, no.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like it.
Yeah.
So not a lot of puppies.
And
right?
David Tennant's on that, so I think you would probably like it. He's the antagonist. He is the main
nice.
villain. He is the cause of all of her past suffering and future turmoil.
Oh dear, that's not good.
I know.
You sound like kind of a jerk.
He is kind of a jerk.
Okay.
He is kind of a jerk. All right, Erin. What you playing?
I was waiting for you to get through that sentence with a straight face.
All right, so obviously we were playing
We're just
Fallout
gonna
4.
talk about Fallout. Yep. And I haven't managed to break the world
No?
in a serious way in the last week. I don't think.
Oh, really? Not just here, but at your place
I
either?
had one game freeze.
That's
not a major world.
Yeah, because that could almost be an Xbox thing. I get that every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not everything, all my stuff going invisible. Although, speaking of The Walking Dead, Codsworth did knock me off of a safe platform into a big pile of ghouls and razor claw mirelurks.
And unfortunately, she was not able to crawl under the dumpster
I
to
was
get
not
away.
able to crawl under the dumpster. Unfortunately, they were fighting with each other, and unfortunately put their differences aside to concentrate on me.
Because obviously your character was the bigger threat.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Not for long.
Yeah.
In his defense, I'm sure Codsworth felt terrible.
I'm sure.
But you were saying you were kind of debating a second character that is all Institute loyal.
Yeah, there's a very cool side story that involves this scientific institute that has apparently been creating cyborgs, synthetic humans.
Humans referred to as synths.
Right, and there are very heavy Blade Runner references attached to it, and while Blade Runner itself isn't that exciting of a movie, it tends to put me asleep.
Okay.
Like straight to sleep.
Have you read the book?
I have not.
Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Yeah, it's not, rock'em sock'em action packed, but it's a little faster than the movie. I think what the movie was suffering from was just weird script writing, which is where we get that story of Rutger Hauer
and the fascination with ambient music. Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of savantish movie knowledge, that's where Rutger Hauer does that beautiful death monologue.
That is awesome.
Which wasn't
in the rain on the roof.
In the rain on the roof, he pulled that out of his ear. He did not. He made that
wasn't written?
He made that up on the spot because he didn't like what
That's
was
like
written.
the best part of the movie.
It is the best part of the movie. So that's why my theory is it was suffering from script writing a little bit. But anyway, it's very heavily, Philip K. Dick Blade Runner influenced, obviously, and we're saying you might like to do some work for them as opposed to against them. Yeah,
make a character that looks like Sean Young and go to work for the Institute.
Yeah, that could be cool. I think you're going to piss everybody else in the game off if you do that, which makes your life
there
very
was a warning about that in the references to the Institute. Like, you may upset the other major factions in the game.
May. Just may.
Which means yes.
Yes,
you will be pissing off the other factions.
Which could one of the reasons that could be an interesting new way to do it.
Well, and I think that'll make a good second game because I'll play through the main storyline of the first one and probably stay with Minutemen.
Yeah.
And then there's still the Railroad and Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah. I have not drunk the Brotherhood of Steel Kool-Aid yet, but I think
I just can't do it. You guys are jerks.
I think you might have to, though, as you get further into certain storylines. But I haven't gotten that far yet, so I'm guessing. That's a guess, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be forced to play some more to figure this out for you guys, and we'll let you know.
Yeah. Twist
our arms.
Yeah. But the game continues to be great. I've watched several videos on YouTube this week whenever I actually wasn't able to play. Some tutorials on how to build settlements and in your not so much the crafting, but just like building creation and
Space
stuff like that.
usage,
Yeah,
things like that.
yeah, and it's pretty cool. And of course, getting the materials and setting up trade routes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that
It's this completely side. It's an add-on to the game. It's not even like part of the main game.
No, but at least I've, and apparently you too, have spent a huge amount of time attending to these
Yeah.
things. And judging by other memes and comics that are already running around the
oh.
internet, I don't think it's just us.
Well, obviously, and you just have defenses. What if the raiders come?
Yeah.
Or I'm gone, and my settlement has to defend itself.
Clearly, I need
And
more
that does
food over
happen.
here, and I would like a treehouse in that spot.
And I need a treehouse.
And I want a different couch in that corner.
Yeah,
Just stuff like that really winds up kind of sucking you in fast.
yeah. I mean, it's not enough that the main storyline takes you roughly 100 hours.
They said it was ish.
Ish,
in that,
right around in there.
Depending on how you do it.
Plus, if you do all the side quest stuff, and if you get distracted by building your settlements, because it's not just the one, it's a lot.
A lot of settlements.
Then really, I mean, you could easily play this game steadily for 5 years or so.
Yes, indeed.
It could be your only game, and you'd be all right.
You really would, and they've made all their other games were awesome. I've heard bad things about Brotherhood of Steel, but that's about the only one that I've heard questionable things about. But one of their side PC games that was connected to this universe didn't go very well. I've not played it, but in this game they really went out of their way, it seems like, to maybe improve on things that were already fine in the other games, but they really, we were talking today about, you don't have to open containers to see what's in them anymore. It just shows you. And
yeah, you just run your cursor over them, and or your reticle, I guess, over it.
Although we both agree that we're still instinctively hitting A and B sometimes when we're looking at objects.
Yeah, especially with bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I tend to accidentally fling bodies when I'm searching them because of slightly different buttons. I don't mean to.
Whoops.
Not that it's not entertaining.
And I remove dead bodies. I take them away so that they're not out in plain view. I don't want people to have to run across a dead body.
Icky corpses.
Out
walking around.
Yeah, because when I got into my disagreement with the residents of Covenant, the town.
Yes.
I got in a disagreement with the town.
That can happen, yeah.
They all ended up in the garden.
And
not tending the garden, but feeding the garden, pretty much.
That's very courteous of you, because somebody in the wasteland is going to probably come along and want to use that spot.
Yeah.
There won't be a lot of gross things.
Nope.
And think
the plants would be really healthy.
The plants are going to be excellent. Think of all
tomatoes.
The tomatoes are going to be wonderful.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
There we go.
All right. I think we can probably limit ourselves on the Fallout talk to that this week.
Very good.
So, I think that is a show. Happy Thanksgiving again, everybody.
Yes, indeed.
And we will see you next week.
Good night.